have our last speaker of the day, and this final speaker of the day, who is no less impressive than the previous one. Now, he spent time at Cavendish Laboratory in the physics department at Cambridge University for his PhD. He spent time at MBS not winning money gambling, but Manchester Business School at Manchester University for his MBA. He has been developing a lot of interest in appreciating the finer skills of parenthood, which he finds is a lot more challenging than anything else he had ever experienced. Tonight, Dr. Kirill Peng will be deliberating whether the children nowadays should have a habit of saving. Toys, gadgets, and games are expensive. Lifestyle in a modern digital technological age necessitates mobile devices with monthly subscription fees to be connected to the world and friends, unless you have an Amazon Echo Dot. Housing and cost of living is rising. All kinds of financial packages and mortgage rates are higher than saving rates, which are near zero. Pittance, one might add. The logical conclusion is that savings will be melting away given the current rates of interest versus inflation. If you can't win, why even try? So, is saving really a virtue? What should we teach our children? Now let us put our hands together to invite Dr. Kirill Peng to talk to us more about
I'm a tad more than overwhelmed by all the previous speakers because I'm never president or directors or. This is my third time at a kind of a Toastmaster equivalent type of club. A third time trying to speak. I'm very new to the public speaking. And anyway, so who are parents here?
Many times.
You should ask me to
As society progresses, I think it becomes a tad kind of astonishing that you feel it's more and more difficult to teach our youngs and the virtues. So anyway, last Sunday, my son was receiving his EduSave Eagle Awards from this Mr. Teo Selak, who's MP for the Passes of Agora GRC. There were a lot of other students there receiving the awards. My son was very proud, and naturally all the others as well. Why? Because actually each of these awards is quite substantial. It's not your $50 NTUC voucher. It's $300-400, and you will get awarded for two or three of them. It adds up to $7,000 to $1,000. It's quite substantial. As I look at the children's, a lot of them are very excited. But a couple of them were bored. Some a bit dazed because they just woke up maybe. And some were very focused on it. Mr. Teo not here yet. Oh, good. Mr. Teo not here yet. Games. It suddenly brings me back to my youth. Those who are probably of my generation, you may remember the time where you buy stamps to stick on the card to inculcate the good saving habits. Seriously. Yes, seriously. Some enjoy it, some don't. Depends on whether you like to use saliva to save. For me, it was never a problem because I have very little to save, so I don't have to use a lot of my saliva. My most memorable time is actually when my mom brought me to a pawn shop. I know, it must be a real surprise. I never know what's pawn shop, what's the purpose of it. it can be very embarrassing, to go to the pawn shop in bright daylight. My mom would pull and want to shuffle me in even before we reach the front of the shop. You hope that it's in one corner and dark. Why dark? Because the next scene is real darkness. My mother, she has to sweep and show her most valuable, expensive asset to the pawn shop owner and haggle over the price. And eventually, she hand over it in exchange for money. It was hard. It was hard for my mother to bring up 4 boys who are all the same age. Food will disappear very quickly when you put it on the table, within seconds. She took the money, she looked at me and she smiled. She knows that her sons, or the 4 boys, have been very, very tired of eating porridge with soya sauce for days and weeks. She smiled, she dragged me to the market to buy the food. It's not luxury to have meat, but we are very, very happy because we know we're going to have canned or pork luncheon meat, the Marlin brand. As I grew up, I understand. And I always save my EduSave awards. I remember the day when she doesn't have anything else more to pawn. Not the pawn shop, but to exchange money. And I had to empty my POSB accounts and give her all the savings. It's very sad, but I know it was necessary because that's what savings are for, rainy days. So as I look back at all the students that were there, it's probably the biggest amount of money that they will receive in the whole year. And I'm sure many of the parents will be very happy if they were to say, "Mommy, please put in my savings account." And I'm glad that my son did not want to use it to buy anything that he fancies. He saves it because he knows that it will be useful someday for a rainy day. And therefore I conclude that actually savings is a virtue to teach our children. Thank you.
Now I will invite our next evaluator, who is the most amazing person in this entire room, and that person is me. I think you did very well in terms of your delivery because you gave a very personal story. We could see the sincerity in your eyes and the way that you hope the story was complete. You started off with how you and your mom went to the shop, and the reason why she actually had to go to the shop was given later. So it was like everybody's guessing, so what's the situation here? What is going on? And I like the way that you answered the questions that you posed to us in the introduction, right at the end. So we have a conclusion, it was a whole circle. That was a nice ending. In terms of things you could improve, I think first of all, we had a very good introduction of yourself, your PhD holder, MBA and so on. But you stood up and you actually disqualified all that. Because you told everybody, oh, you know, I feel that I'm not as good as the other speakers. Which gave you a low start. You had a very, very high start, everybody had high hopes and all that. So make use of that. You have the ability to give a fantastic, wonderful speech, and I'm sure all of us are able to testify for that. In terms of what you could do better in terms of eye contact, I felt very neglected because you were standing here. You weren't looking at me else. You weren't looking much at these people actually. So you were looking at me neglected too. Yes. So be mindful. Although it's good to be close to your audience, you want to also stand back and make sure nobody is neglected here. People are taking notes. Your evaluator here is looking out for you. Looking out for your eye contact, but no, can't see it. So yeah. So with that, I think you've done a very good job, and maybe with these points you can improve on the next speech. Let's hope it's not too tough.
Do not feel neglected when the speaker do not look at you. Because I was sitting there, I was looking at you. 7 minutes. I did not blink an eye. I did not even look at him. What she gave you was this. Yes, you do not lower yourself because nobody should be here and say that, you know, I'm not like that, I'm not good enough. That is not important. Because we are here to improve. You are in a supportive environment. So whatever you say, no matter how badly said, the crowd will still applaud you. You know, this is the important part of this meeting. Now, for your speech, in the beginning, you were saying that your son received the award. Okay, that was the opening part of the story. Then suddenly you jump into your mother, go and pawn whatever to get the money, right? I do not look at these two to connect in the beginning. It was just two separate stories. But at the end of the day, you were saying that you were happy your son didn't want to buy anything. Was that you taught him or you didn't teach him? Because your title here is, what should we teach our children? And that was not explained, what should we teach? The money he saved is by his own will, you know, he wanted to save. But did he know about how your mother was pawning things? Did he know that? Did he know that? Or he doesn't know?
Not related.
So yeah, not related. So he doesn't know. So that is his own teaching. He teach himself.
No, I mean he didn't relate that to us.
That was the connection was not there. On the whole part, when you were speaking, the rate of your speech is almost monotonous. There was no quick part or slow part. It's all the way straight. That's okay because we are starting. The part that your son is wanting to save the money, that part good. You see, my son, without anybody teaching him, he knows how to save the money. That is to bring up the virtue of your son, without teaching. Then your speech will not, even the title does not gel with the thing. Because you didn't teach him. So what should we teach our children, but you didn't teach anything. It was his virtue. You know what I mean? You get a message. So the two separate stories, they not gel together. But on the whole, I think you did quite well. Please carry on doing your speeches here. You will improve. And for the evaluator,
Amazing.
amazing, right? So I know where to sit next time.
That's the end of our speeches, but we still have a very amazing final program. Now, we shall re-invite our grammarian, Miss Elsa Lim, who will tell us more about the language that we've used throughout the meeting. Now, let us put our hands together for Elsa.
Hi everyone,
I'll make my language report short and sweet because I know we are almost coming to closing time. So thank you very much, especially to Fabian who did half my job by giving a very good
Fernando.
Fernando.
My friend. Today is Friday, Fernando's day.
Okay.
Today is Fernando, tomorrow is Fabian.
Okay. So Fernando taught us that there's such a thing called paint your language, and that's a very interesting idea because tonight I caught many instances of painted language, colorful usage of language. So let me just share some of them. So a speaker said, I want to put my procrastination away. So that's a very colorful way of using the word procrastination as something, as a noun that he wants to put away, right? I would like a piece of cake. It would be like a piece of cake when I brush my teeth in the morning. That's fantastic. That's also gives you a visual of the feeling. Also, please note that in language, you have to try and use the power of three, meaning you repeat an idea 3 times. The power of three is used very much by many professional speakers. So, and if you have the power of three, use alliteration as well. Now, can anyone tell me what's alliteration? It's the usage of words starting with the same letter. For instance, memorable, magnificent, mesmerizing. That's alliteration and the power of three. Every cloud has a silver lining. Excellent. Life is a roller coaster. Either you have power or you feel powerless. So again, alliteration, power, powerless. Power comes from presence, P and P. Contemptuously crushed his dreams, C and C. That's alliteration again. Now, I have a list of corrections as well. When you use language, try to use shorter sentences and more direct words. Sometimes certain words are just unnecessary. For instance, a speaker said, second of all. What should it be? It should be secondly. You don't have to, you eliminate the 2 words of all. A speaker said, companies are trimming. Well, you can use that in casual speech, but in a formal speech, you have to complete the sentence. Companies are trimming their staff or their head count. And the same speaker said, they cannot break through, companies cannot break through because of procrastination. Procrastination is something that you would, that's usually referred to an individual. It's an individual quality. You don't associate procrastination with a company. So you have to say that most managers cannot seem to achieve results because of their own procrastination. Something like that. Many workers is still unemployed. It should be, many workers are still employed. Young foreigner speaker should be, young foreign speaker. Another speaker said, tall people stand a better chance in presentations. Well, it's not wrong usage. You should say, tall people stand out in presentations. Now, then a speaker was talking about the type of food we should take. The kind of food your intake, the kind of food you intake, and whatever you intake. Now, intake is used in conjunction to, well, it's not a verb, it's more like a noun, right? So you use the word intake to refer to your food intake. So that's when you use a correct usage, food intake. But when you say the kind of food you eat would be more appropriate because eat is a verb. So the kind of food you eat or whatever you take.
or whatever you ingest, whatever you eat. Now, one speaker was so passionate, he used this word, which is, in short form, is BS. Bullshit. Alright? I would just caution all speakers here, don't use such words. Alright? Try to be gentler. Use nonsense, right? That would be better. Okay? Another speaker said there were a lot of other students. It should be there were many students. And also, if you're telling a story about the past, use past tense. This speaker said she knows that her 4 boys, etc., etc. It should be she knew her 4 boys would be hungry. Word of the day, I was a tad disappointed that not many use the word of the day today. I guess the word tad was a tad too unusual for most of you. However, there were 2 speakers who were a tad more determined, and I would like to commend these 2 speakers, Shauna and Kirill. Yeah.